lovely feminine friends, thank you for tuning in to another video. We're going to have a short vlog. It's actually what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. I had a pretty relaxed morning with my husband. He wanted some McDonald's, so I went out and got him some McDonald's. I would love to tell you that I cooked him a 5-course breakfast, but he was craving McDonald's, so that's what I got him. So that's why I'm finishing up my McDonald's coffee right now. I wanted to tell you that I hope that you are healthy, I hope that you are happy, and I hope that you are safe. I am going to try my best to put out some consistent content in the next few weeks, just so that if you come on my channel, you have kind of like this happy space where you can forget about the outside world a little bit. We're not going to dwell on what's happening. However, I hope that you're taking the necessary safety precautions. You are trying to avoid large crowds, etc. I assume that you all know what to do. One thing that I've been doing is I have been putting disinfectant wipes basically everywhere in my car, as well as at the entry points, just so that we can wipe down things that we use consistently. I'm a little bit extra vigilant because I'm not so concerned about my husband and I, but I am concerned about potentially spreading it to my mother who has cancer. So please be mindful of all of the people in your life that might be immunocompromised. I'm also not sure what's going on with my hair. It's at that awkward length where I'm trying to get the bangs to be a little bit longer. So it's in that in-between phase, but I hope that you don't mind that my hair might be everywhere during this video. So without further ado, let's get homemaking. I got this super cute apron from the thrift store, and I love these colors. I love the 70s colors. I'm actually wearing some more browns, some more earthy tones, because I'm really in a 70s kick. Instead of wearing some running shoes, I actually just paired it to flats today, flats that I wear mostly inside of my home. So I'm going to start off the day in my mudroom, and I know I'm not the only person on the internet who has suggested this before. Many homemakers have, but if you have a larger house, or I guess if you don't even have a larger house, but you have a lot of different things, miscellaneous things all over your house, go and pick them up first thing in the morning. It's going to help you feel better. You're going to be in a better mood because your house is going to at least be organized and you're going to be ready to clean. I also really enjoy lighting a candle. Yes, I know it's not the best thing to do, and I will be switching to essential oils once I'm done all of my candles, but I don't want to waste them. Just because once you're done cleaning, your house will of course smell clean, but it's also going to smell lovely, just like the candle that you lit. And I have to talk to you about my list. So I'm starting a full new list. As always, I do not, it's just because for personal safety, I don't want to be showing you a lot of the personal information that I have here. But since we are kind of in a virus craze, I am going to be planning meals based off of my pantry. So today I'm going to be prepping a lasagna. I'm also going to be making shakshuka from the actual sauce that I use in the lasagna. So I'm going to put half of that sauce, you'll basically see it, but I'm going to put half that sauce into making the lasagna, and then I'm going to put the other half of that sauce and add some more different spices to make shakshuka. And I'm also going to be using some food in my pantry to make the dog treats, but then I'm going to be using those same ingredients to be making some breakfast cookies. So as you know, I'm definitely not a perfect cook. I'm definitely not a perfect homemaker or an advanced homemaker at all, but I'm trying my best to be creative with what I have instead of going to the store and kind of stocking up on things and potentially taking them away from families who are in need. So I'm starting off by just thawing the meat and picking up the main living room area. We like to cozy up with this huge comforter. I know it's a little bit weird. And then I'm starting on my load of laundry. If you have been a subscriber for a while, you know that I do at least one load of laundry every single day. I don't fold my husband's clothes very particularly right now, just because they're going to go into drawers, and you will kind of see that the drawers do tend to get a little bit messy. So to make my life a little bit easier, I do give myself a little bit of grace when it comes to that. So as long as everything is in order, but not super perfect, it's fine by me. The next thing I'm doing is just putting his clothes into the closet, and you will notice that this room is a little bit different than before because this is actually one of the other bedrooms in the house that we're currently staying in while we're working on different projects all over the house. What I like to do every single morning is air out the bed. I know that it doesn't really make that big of a difference, and it's kind of like an old school habit to have, but I don't know, it makes me feel better. And then I'm just spraying some Febreze onto the bed, and I'm also going to wipe the bedside tables with the disinfectant wipe. I did check that these could be used on this particular type of bedside table. I always vacuum this room just because of dogs, and I make sure that I get underneath the bed to get every piece of dog hair that I possibly can until they come back, and then they put some more dog fur all over this room. But you know, it can be nice for a few hours. That's my hope. And these sheets are also not so particular because the size of this bed is a little bit different from our actual bed that we usually use. I wanted to tell you something because I've had a few people ask me my thoughts about yoga pants. I'll get you a better angle. We will move. I've had a few people ask me what I think about yoga pants. Like, should I wear them to be classy? Should I wear them to be feminine? I'm actually wearing yoga pants right now, but I wanted to tell you that my take on it, I've worn some yoga pants before to clean. I actually like wearing yoga pants to clean my house because I don't want my skirts getting necessarily dirty, but that's totally your personal preference. If you like to clean all the time in a skirt, I often do it in a dress or in a skirt, but that is totally your personal preference. I wanted to talk about yoga pants though and tell you that I had an incident when I was in university where somebody that I had not known took pictures of me in yoga pants, and then they actually hacked into another person's email account to find my name off of the class list. I had no idea who this person was, and then they sent me pictures of myself in yoga pants with like an explicit comment about it. They were the yoga pants that weren't even super tight. Like, they were the yoga pants from Costco. The yoga pants from Costco which are like flared out. So long story short, I am always shy and I kind of veer away from yoga pants for that reason. However, I do make certain exceptions, for example, where I will wear a tunic. This top is actually tunic style, essentially almost a dress that I wear with yoga pants. So I would say that if you really want to wear yoga pants, some of you are moms, there are ways to wear them in a classy way and so that you have all of your areas covered and you can make it work by making the rest of yourself look put together without kind of like showing too much. I have to clean these windows. I'm going to do that tomorrow because we're actually going to do the downstairs today. Come on, let's go, babies. So we have many rabbits in our backyard, and my dogs love to go against the window and just put their entire face and their paws against the window. So I am often cleaning the windows, basically every other day. They do that upstairs as well. That's what I was showing you before. And after this, what I am going to do is just continue to pick up the main living area. I'm going to start vacuuming. I have to vacuum every single day. I especially have to vacuum the main floor every single day. So you've probably seen me do this in my other vlogs. So I'm making myself some lunch. I'm actually making myself some tea. I love coffee, however, I do find that I drink a lot of coffee, so intermittently I am going to be drinking some tea, and I like to drink my tea in a fancier cup just because I do think that giving yourself like tea times and giving yourself a proper lunch is one form of self-care that is so practical that if you are a homemaker, I highly recommend that you do it. And I'm about to show you my lunch. I'm just having a tuna salad as well as the tea. And while I take my lunch, I'm going to take some of my vitamins, and then I'm also going to continue my meal planning that I talked to you about before. Now we are getting to the fun part. We are going to make bread as well as the breakfast cookies. I'm starting off with the bread here. So what I've been listening to lately has been a lot of health stuff. So I've been on a health kick to kind of revamp my body, not like the aesthetics of my body, but just my health as we progress to summer. I'd love to know if you have any recommendations. Leave me a comment. I'm putting the bread in the bread machine, and I'm moving on to making the breakfast cookies / dog treats. I'm not talking to myself. I'm actually have my AirPods in and I'm talking to a friend. I definitely encourage you, if you stay home a lot, to give your friends and family a quick phone call. It can instantly boost your mood. And like I said before, I have a few of these I'm going to be giving to the dogs as a treat, and I'm putting chocolate chips in the rest of them from my husband and I. Okay, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm obsessed with Pyrex, and today we're using this lovely one for the lasagna. It's so pretty. Okay friends, so hopefully next time I vlog, we will have a functioning stove and then we can cook some French food. If you are interested in my lasagna recipe that I have actually vlogged before, that I just make lasagna very, very often, I'm going to link it down below so that you can go check that out. And you might also see me singing and dancing when I'm cooking. I like to listen to podcasts, but I also like to listen to music, and I think it's a fun way to stay moving, to kind of get those endorphins going and just see the brighter side of life. So the longer it sits, the better, because the flavors absorb, and I don't exactly know what happens in terms of the chemistry, but the longer you make the sauce sit, the better it's going to be. So let's go walk the dogs and then we will come back. I call this my 90s style dog walking coat. It's not very stylish, but I was going for something warm at the thrift store several months ago, and then I found this, especially because I walk my dogs kind of like in the fields. So having a nice coat, a very nice feminine coat, is not the most ideal.
You ready?
Yes, lipstick from when I kissed him.
All right, let's go.
It has been sunny for the past 48 hours, and I feel as though a weight has been lifted off my shoulders just because the weather has instantly boosted my mood. So with everything that's going on in the world, and if anything negative is happening in your personal life, we all go through struggles. I know myself. There are some struggles I just cannot talk to you about on camera. But if there is lovely weather, make sure to, I guess, be thankful for it. Be thankful for the sunny weather, that the season is changing, and hopefully whatever you're going through will change seasons as well. Sometimes you just have to run. Come on, dogs, let's go! Let's go! Look at the buds on the tree. I don't know if you can see them. It's so exciting. Now I'm assembling the lasagna, and it's kind of funny to watch the playback of this because I'm using different containers and different bowls that I normally don't use, but that's simply because I'm using a cooktop right now and I'm trying to make it work as best as I possibly can. And now we add the shakshuka spices. Lasagna in the oven. We are going to have it tomorrow and probably the day after because this is a family size lasagna for 2 people. I usually like to make things fresh, but due to the current situation of the stores and everything, what I'm going to do is bake it, and then I'm going to individually package it and freeze it, and then that way if there is a shortage of food or whatever happens, we have that frozen and ready to go. So when I do go to the store this week, whatever I pick up, anything that I cook, I'm going to actually freeze the leftovers, or I'm going to make extra and then freeze it just in case, because you never know. I'm actually going to just set up this space for dinner. And I know the shakshuka is a breakfast meal, a breakfast thing. However, my husband and I really, really like it, and that bread should be ready by the time that the eggs are fully cooked in the sauce. Now I forgot to show you that the delicious breakfast cookies are ready. These are going to be 3 for the dogs. And you're supposed to use a variety of nuts and seeds. However, I just used what I had in my pantry. And as long as you have the basic ingredients, the basic 3 ingredients to keep things together, I'll link the Pinterest recipe down below. You can basically add any extra nuts or dried fruits that you want. Why, hello there. If you follow me on TikTok, well, not necessarily follow me, if you just have TikTok, you know that TikTok where the guy's like, let me give you your poops. Poop. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I will show you my favorite hand soap because it does not dry out my hands, the Nature Clean. I'll link it down below. Thank you to the lovely subscriber who sent me her recipes for homemade cleaner. I'm actually going to put it down below, put the recipe down below, and how I modify it for using it in my kitchen. I don't know about you, but I could eat this every single meal of the day. It's not just a breakfast food for me. And here's a clip of the delicious lasagna. So the sun is setting right now, and you can probably tell that I'm a little bit tired. I wanted to thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you're interested in my evening routine, I did make an evening routine video, and I did include some portions of my evening routine in a few other vlogs. So I'm going to link the vlog playlist above if you're interested in watching more of this type of content. Again, I wanted to wish you a good week. I also want you to remain healthy and you take the necessary precautions. I love you all, feminine friends, and I will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.